Welcome back to Ozarks Fox AM. It is so great to have Cammie live in studio with us on a Tuesday. And joining us is our new good friend. I feel like we're best friends now, Marla. All of us. We had such a great conversation. Marla Lucas with Cherish Kids. And I know, Cammie, you wanted Marla to come on, so why don't you just tell us about it?
She's with Cherish Kids, which is a nonprofit organization that helps kids. Well, you tell about it. What is Cherish Kids?
Love Cherish Kids. We are on a mission to find a home for all of our foster and orphan children in our community. And a lot of people don't know, I did not know, that we have over 14,000 children in Missouri who are in foster care. I had no idea. As soon as you hear that, I'm like, what can we do? And so, you know, researching and looking at what's going on in our community, research shows that 50% of our homeless population is made up of children who were never adopted. They actually aged out of foster care. So to give you an example, just 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was driving through Springfield, and I get to this stoplight and I see a young man. He's obviously homeless. He's holding up a sign. And I thought, he is really young. And I kept driving, and I felt like I knew it was the Lord. Told me to turn around and go talk to him. And so I turned around, I rolled my window down, and I said, hey, what's your name? And he said, Nicholas. And I said, Nicholas, have you ever been in foster care? And he looked at me, and his eyes got kind of big, and he goes, yeah, I've lived in 18 homes.
Oh, wow.
And my heart just broke, and I said, Nicholas, you're not alone, buddy. And I realized, like, just right there in front of us, we don't realize how many of these children need us. And right here in our community, right here, we have children who are either living in foster homes or they're living in resource centers because we don't have enough foster families to give them a family. And so Cherish Kids is on a mission. As soon as we raise awareness, there are people who say, I've always wanted to do something, I just didn't know what to do. So we invite them to go to cherishkids.org, and we will help connect you to children. We'll help you become licensed so that you can take in children and give them a home and opportunity. I mean, how many people do you know that were adopted or rescued? You know, once they get into the foster care system, the plight of those children is just devastating. And usually what happens when a child, you know, realizes parents didn't want me, the emotional trauma of that, navigating that is very difficult. So then they end up going to another home and then another home, and they get caught in this vicious cycle.
And that perpetuates it. This person didn't want me. This person didn't want me.
It's rejection.
It's rejection.
Yeah. And people act out when they're rejected.
That's exactly right. I mean, who of us wouldn't? I mean, I don't know what I would do if I hadn't had parents that loved me and nurtured me and the security I felt in that.
And if we don't intervene early, this cycle just continues.
Yes, and that is what causes a sense of urgency to me as soon as these children come into care to immediately get them into a home. And so we'll have, right now I have 3 little boys, 5, 7, and 9. I got a call yesterday, Marla, can you help us find a home for these boys? They're called traditional. There's nothing special about, nothing behavioral, nothing wrong with these boys. Their parents just didn't choose them. And so that came in yesterday.
What does that mean when their parents? I don't understand what that means because I can't fathom that in my tiny brain. Did that just mean that parents had 3 children?
Yes.
And decided
that they couldn't take care of them?
Take care.
You know, that does happen, but I will tell you the #1 reason children go into foster care is opioid therapy.
I figured it was a drug.
You know, President Trump talks about the opioid crisis. In 2016, we had 92,000 children come into foster care in the United States because of opioids.
I ran into a high school friend the other day who was fostering 2 children. One was 3 months old, and a little boy was 3 years old. And their mother is addicted. There's 3 other kids in foster care, and she's still having babies, and they're all underweight because she was pregnant using opioids and meth, and it's just such a tragedy. But I looked at her and I thought, this is incredible that you're doing this. I mean, she's you know, not a young person, and she chose to do this.
We say everyone can do something. If you were called to foster care and you have room for 1 or 2 kids, awesome. There's also adoption. You know, a lot of times it leads to adoption. Right now we have a great need for teenagers. You know, I have a heart for the teens. I love them to pieces. They're ornery sometimes, but I mean, you sit down with them and talk to them, and all of a sudden they start showing you their heart, and then they start opening up to maybe there's a different way I could do things. So
and
we
you help with the families too. After you have those placements,
we support,
you give support
them. That's
ongoing.
right. That's right.
Well, let's talk about your event a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about that.
We have the Cherish Kids Fun Run. That is the largest single event we do in the year to raise money for Cherish Kids. And so it's this Friday night. Starts at 7. Doors
How do
open
people
at
register
6.
for that?
You can register at cherishkids.org.
Okay.
Yes.
And where is it?
It is at James River Church, the South Campus in Ozark. We have a 5K with fun zones along the way. The goal of the team was that you didn't go 1 inch without being cheered for on this 5K. So it's awesome. You are cheered. It's going to be great for self-esteem.
It's for all of us.
That's good.
So there's a 5K, then there's a Kids K, a Kids Color Run, and then we have great fireworks at the end.
We
So
did this
great.
last year, and I know my little boy was so excited to get sprayed with all the colors, you know?
Yes,
so it's
we'd
for all
love
ages.
to have you again.
So you're having fun while raising awareness.
That's right.
And if
That's
somebody
right.
was interested in becoming foster, is everything on the website?
It is, cherishkids.org.
Oh, that's
Thank you
Because
so
yeah,
much
I
for
think
what you
people
do.
need to take that first step, and it's hard to take the first step and not knowing what to do.
Yes, and I
Education's
say
the
let's
first.
just talk about it. You know, just visit. You know, no pressure. I joke about we don't have a child waiting in the back room.
Right.
Let's
Just talk.
Thank you, Marla,
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. I
so
appreciate
much.
having you here.
Thank
You are welcome on the show anytime. You are a
you're sweet.
delight.
Thank you.
You are.
Thank you guys. All right, we'll be having more fun on Ozarks Fox AM when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Oh my gosh, that story is heartbreaking.
Yes,
though.
it is.
Oh, I try not to cry.
I know, it's
Well-
very emotional. For us too.
Kept going on.